Welcome to the Film Junket podcast.
Who are you gonna fucking call? That's right. You're gonna call the actual Ghostbusters. What's happening, guys? Welcome to the Film Junket podcast. I am, of course, your host and the only person on this thing. Well, I think next week I need to get somebody else on here. But, yeah. Dave the Film Junkie here. What's going on, guys? And yes. Guys, I'm 6 years old. Again, like I've mentioned a couple times already. I'm giddy. I'm hyped. I'm excited. The fact that in the past 2 days, all this Ghostbuster news, followed by a teaser and just everything. I'm just like, what the fuck? This is what I've been wanting. This is what Ghostbusters fan have been wanting. And it's funny, too, because, you can go back to when they announced the Ghostbusters remake, Paul Feig, all-female cast. You could see my videos. I was supporting it because I was all about having another Ghostbusters movie. I was all about it. So I just said, you know what? I'm supporting this. Sure, whatever. But I like Kristen Wiig. I like Melissa McCarthy. So I was all about it. And I thought Paul Feig was like, okay, he did Bridesmaids. So if he brings some of that, puts it over here, he already got half of the team is from Bridesmaids. Let's fucking do it. So I was all about it until that first trailer came about. And I went, oh, fuck. This is not fuck me. No, they did it. They shit all over this franchise. You guys got to realize, I can't even remember when I got into Ghostbusters. That's how long ago it was. I can't remember. I was that young. I watched the cartoons religiously. Well, the cartoon. Well, there was another cartoon that came after that. It was good too. But the main cartoon I watched like crazy. I collected the comic books. I have a crate somewhere. I think it's in my mom's garage. Full to the lid of Ghostbusters toys. Yes. The movies, of course, the first one. It's funny. The first one, I could quote for days. And I think, I'm going to do some kind of commentary thing, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I want to do that before, obviously, I got a year and a half. But, I'm going to do some commentary thing on both Ghostbusters. But the first one, of course, it's an instant classic. Everybody loves it. I would love to go to a screening where everybody's just laughing and quoting the movie. I can quote that movie from start to finish pretty much. When it comes to my all-time favorite movies, it's in the top 5. It's in the top 5. I don't know. I don't know where it sits because, I have a wide range of like movies that really resonated with me or inspired me or whatnot, So, yeah, when it comes to Ghostbusters, man, I tell you what, I collected all that. I don't know how many Halloweens I was a Ghostbuster, but I was. There was even one time, like my parents bought me a Ghostbusters like suit, the jumpsuit, that they have. And I wore it to school. Because I loved it. It wasn't Halloween or nothing, but I wore it to school. It wasn't all the time because, I did get made fun of a little bit. So I didn't wear it all the time. I don't even know how many times I wore it, but I'm sure my mom has probably a bunch of pictures where, I'm dressed up as a Ghostbuster for Halloween because that was just my childhood, big time. And when it came to Ghostbusters 2 and we went and saw it, scared the fuck out of me. That's right, scared the shit out of me. I had difficulties even trying to watch that movie again because Vigo, my God, Vigo scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I was frightened by that painting. I really was. It was as excited as I was for a Ghostbusters sequel as a kid. What, it came out, what, 89? 88, 89? I had my hands over my eyes. The first time when Janusz is brushing up the painting and he gets zapped by the eyes and, hey, Vigo. Well, I forgot his whole little speech that he gives. Command you, freaked me the fuck out. Ghostbusters 2 freaked me out. It really did, man. I was frightened of that movie. And then now I'm just like, oh, this movie's just bad. You know what? It's not, I mean, yeah, when I compare to the first one, I mean, the tone it shifts, and yeah, there's some really good things in there. I mean, it's hard. There's just a lot of cheese going on in that movie, but you could say that probably about the first one, but for some reason it works for the first one so much better. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know, like, I know a lot of people go, yeah, I guess Ghostbusters 2 is horrible, and and for the most part, I'm like, yeah, but if it's on TV, guess what? I'm watching it, because it's still just, I still love the concept of the whole thing, and I love the characters and the actors who played them and everything, and it's crazy. What I always found funny, too, and I think I'm right about this, was there's a little bit of a weird thing that happened with when it comes to the Ghostbusters movie, to the cartoon, to Garfield. There's a weird kind of correlation. There's a weird kind of connection that Ghostbusters and Garfield have. And this is what it is right here. And I just found it like, wow, that's just very crazy. Okay, so Ghostbusters, Peter Venkman, played by Bill Murray. The cartoon, Peter Venkman, voiced by the same person, the same voice that voiced Garfield. Bill Murray then voiced Garfield in the live-action Garfield movie. Just blew your mind, didn't I? Oh, watch out. Oh, I might be wrong, but I think that yeah, right? I think I just remember thinking about that because, yeah, Peter Venkman's voice was the same voice as Garfield, right? Yeah. And then I just found it funny that Bill Murray ended up voicing Garfield in the first, live action movie. Crazy. Anyways. But, yeah. And it's funny, too, because, man, who did I... You know who it was? That fuckwad who blocked me, actually. The man who was actually going to write and direct the Flash movie a while back, Shane Graham, fucknut, whatever the hell his name is. He blocked me because he was going off on stupid shit, and I think he was going off on the fact that people were hating on the new Ghostbusters. And then, somebody was like, oh, yeah, they're ruining the franchise. So he had to be all snide and snarky and saying, like, really? 2 movies stipulates that to be a franchise? And I went, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Do you know what the term franchise means? You're about to take on a franchise, and you don't even know what constitutes something as a franchise? I mean, there's 2 movies, yes, but there was a cartoon, there was toys, there was comic books, there was another cartoon. That is what a franchise is. When there's multiple media outlets of the same thing, that's a franchise. And he blocked me right after that. Fucking asshole. I'm glad he didn't end up doing the Flash. What a little fucking prick, man. But it's just like, thank God. But it was just that it was just funny. But yeah, a lot of people, and it was funny. I think even my cousin who saw that, he's all, are you sure that's a franchise? And I showed them the definition, and I'm like, there you go, dude. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. I think even, what's his name? Devin Faraci. Mr. I'm going to feel you up because I can't get women the normal way. I'm gonna just sexually assault you. Faraci. He even said that when he was talking about the sexism and the misogyny that was surrounding the Ghostbusters reboot. And he even said, like, oh, it's not technically a franchise. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, really? How do you not? Like, it's just so funny. Like, these guys were trying to pat themselves on the back to get laid. That's the only reason, okay? that these fucking assholes do this. They don't give a shit. They're not, I mean, yeah, they're trying to be on the right side of history to get laid. Anyways, so they threw that out there. You know, it's not really a franchise, you know? It's like, fucking, oh, God. And I remember, like, he wrote that big, long article on birth, movies, death, whatever the fuck they're called. And I did a video about it, and I'm like, dude, you're just totally missing the point, you know? Totally, I mean, and then it's just so funny that he wrote that, and then he ended up, you know... I mean, it's so obvious. These guys... These fucking flabby, goddamn softy, trying to be on the right side of history, virtue signaling, pat myself on the back. I'm on the side of this. Guys, they end up being the guys who will fucking, you know, you pass out, they're going to fucking fill you up without your consent, you know? Yeah, you know. Yeah, they don't have any masculinity, by the way, so you can't blame toxic masculinity. Gillette! God, that was a big thing, huh? But anyways, back to the... Yeah, well, no. Yeah, Gillette. Yeah. I guess I'll talk about that a little bit because that was a big whole thing. My God. Yeah, Gillette released this new commercial that was just basically telling guys you need to be better. You know. A lot of people were mad about it. And then you had, of course, the people that weren't. That just kind of went like, what? They're just pointing out toxic. And I'm like, okay, so when are they going to point out toxic femininity? Because that's a big thing too, right? And I love when I follow, you know, female voices out there that will point it out. And they even said that too. Like, okay, yeah, okay, so guys can be like bullies in a physical matter. But what about women? They're psychological bullies. They will literally fucking ruin you with mind tricks and shit like that. When are we going to see that? We won't, because it's 2019. We can't point that out because that would be sexist. They could point out all the fucking, you know, the toxic masculinity, but we can't point out the toxic femininity because that would be sexist. You see how that works? By the way, what the fuck, TNT? I have TNT on right now, and they keep on promoting Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. And they show Man of Steel clips. What are you doing? They do. Do you know which movie you're promoting? Anyways. Sorry. You know me. I get distracted. Squirrel. And little nitpicky things. I nitpick the littlest fucking things. I swear to God. Just watch my Bird Box quick review. Yeah. So, yeah, Sandra Bullock, man. Her makeup and eyebrows on point for surviving a 5-year apocalypse. Anyways. So yeah, what was I talking about? I don't even know now. Oh yeah. Well, we're talking about that in Gillette. It's a shitty commercial, and that's just where we are right now, you know? And, you know, at the same time, it's like, okay, I get it. So they're going to promote that because they want to be like, hey, guys, you need to be better. Okay, yeah, that's true. But usually the guys that aren't better, they don't have masculinity. I know some masculine dudes. I even would consider myself pretty masculine. And then none of those guys would do anything that's happening. You think Harvey Weinstein's masculine? Fuck no. Kevin Spacey's masculine? R. Kelly? Michael Jackson? If all that shit's true? Those are masculine? No. Those are guys that didn't have they weren't raised properly. They probably didn't have enough masculinity in their lives. It's so it's so crazy. So if you see a dude with a beard and he works out, and this is why Snyder gets a lot of shit from these fucks. This is exactly why he gets all the shit he does, because Snyder is a masculine dude. He works out. He has stubble on his face. He is a dude. He's a masculine dude. And these fuckers, the guys and girls with the fucking snow cone cherry hair and the black rimmed glasses and fucking no pigment in their skin because they don't go outside. That's why they hate him. He's not like some of these other directors of this shit, of this nerd shit that are all, you know. He's like, you know what? My superhero actors, guess what? I'm going to work out with them. That's right. And it's so funny because there's a lot of women out there that go, Zack Snyder is hot. And it's always fun. It's always funny to see that. And it's like, that's why they hate him. That's why they hate him. And I would say Ayer gets the same fucking shit too, man. He's a masculine dude too. I mean, I love Juan, but I don't think Juan's probably masculine to a point, but I don't know. I'm just saying. Sorry. Okay. I'm getting blown up right now with all kinds of stuff on my phone. Sorry. But, yeah. So, I mean, it was funny because they did that on purpose. Gillette did that on purpose, and they got a lot of promotion from it. Articles were written, a lot of people quote tweeting. That's just what it is. I even did it too, and then you trying to realize, wow, they did that on purpose. And then, like, even PETA tried to do some weird fucking thing by having a bunch of dudes have, like, vegetables as their junk. It was fucking strange. I was like, fucking, you guys are weird. I'm going to go get a double bacon cheeseburger. You assholes. Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. There is a war against men. And I know it's because some of these, there's just a lot of dudes that have, like, ruined it for that. So now it's like, oh, shit. But at the same time, I'm going, yeah, the dudes that are ruining for it, they're not that masculine. When we talk about masculine men, hey, let's talk about, like, Hugh Jackman. That's a masculine dude. Fucker's been married to the same woman for what, 20 plus years before he was in something. I mean, just look at some, like, masculine dudes and look at their lifestyle. It's vastly different than from the not-so-masculine dudes. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's just, it's crazy. I'm not saying that every fucking story is like that, and who knows if it's all, Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, yes, I'm drinking my my wine, my Pinot Grigio. It's a different brand, though, this time, and I kind of like it a little more. Yeah, it was a little more expensive, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, it's all crazy, I don't even, Gillette, I mean, they're going to end up losing. They're going to end up losing, like, business because of all this. They really are. You can't insult, you can't insult your demographic. Dudes that have beards and shit like that and blah, 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 It's like, it's funny because there's a part in that commercial where the dads are just looking on and it's like two boys are fighting, wrestling around and stuff like that. And it's like, that's bad. I'm like, no, it's not. Wrestling around for young boys is good. This is the thing. It's a crazy thing. And I remember even, like, me too, me too, huh? Me as well. Boys and girls are wired differently. Biologically, we're different. I know people at HuffPo hate that. They hate it when you say that. And you're like, oh my God, did you really just say that? No, we're all exactly the same. No, we're not. It's just the way it is. Sorry. So, when it comes to like say school, it's difficult sometimes, for young boys, full of energy, whatever, to just sit in a classroom all goddamn day. Obviously there's recess and lunchtime recess and stuff like that. But, I mean, I think they're trying to get rid of that. And the reason why they're trying to get rid of that is because when it comes to schools, the majority of the teachers and the majority of people in schools are women. And they want to get rid of that. And that's only going to cause more problems for young boys because then they're just going to be like, oh, your son has ADHD. Sorry, here's some pills that he's going to be addicted on for the rest of his life. And he's going to have psychological you're going to be, yeah. And it sucks, I wish there was a better way. When it comes to, like, school, I just wish there was a better way, because I wasn't great in school. I wasn't. I was one of those, like, I had a little bit, I guess you could say ADD. I couldn't just sit there and I was like, where I was, people around me, I was trying to make them laugh. I was trying to make them laugh, just being goofy. But I also stayed under the radar. I wasn't like a class clown or anything like that. I was more like the clown with whoever was around me. I was a silent clown, I guess you could say. I think I was, because I was never like, I wasn't voted class clown or anything like that. But if you sat next to me, I was going to entertain you. But I was just not vocal about it. I wasn't like, I wasn't disruptive in class and stuff like that. I was good enough to not do that. But people around me, you know, when they sign my yearbooks, like, oh, you kept me laughing through English class and this, that, and this. And, you know, so I was never like, yeah, that, but... And it was only because, like, sitting there for that amount of time, it's difficult. It's difficult for guys. It really is. They need to, like, restructure. I don't know. I've always thought about, like, how could they restructure the schooling system to benefit the individual child or whatnot, you know? Because not everybody's wired the same. We're all wired pretty differently, you know? And then, you know, when it comes to learning things, you know, we don't excel in different things. Like, I sucked at math. Well, it was funny because I was really good with just basic math. You know, when, like, in my early elementary school years, I was good at addition, subtraction, multiplication. And then when it started getting division, I started going, okay, this is you know. And then when it got further up, I failed geometry, guys. In high school, I failed geometry my first year, and it probably partially maybe had to do with me sitting in the back of class and being slightly disruptive, at least to that part. It wasn't like that bad. But yes, I made comments, and then, you know, my teacher, she was let's just say she was the lady golf coach. So, yeah, you get what I'm saying, right? But then the following year, I had a teacher that I had in 8th grade who she got, you know, she bumped up and got a high school job. And I thought she was great when I had her in 8th grade. And she liked me too. So when it came to geometry my second time around, I had a teacher that I really got along with who helped me out. And I passed with like a B. It's just, isn't that weird how that is? You know? But it was funny too, because it wasn't like I was any different. You know? Still, I was... And it was funny because I actually sat in front, so I guess I was a little more disruptive with her. But the thing is, she was so quick and quippy. She was a fun fucking teacher, man. And so she, like, would play off of some of that, you know? So I think that's the thing. It's like, I mean, I get it. We're all supposed to be like fucking, another brick in the wall, I guess you could say, going into the goddamn meat grinder. And we're just all supposed to think alike, but we don't. And that's the thing, you know? So when it comes to teachers, I had a lot of fucking shitty teachers that just, you know, they just want to teach it like, it's my way, my way. But then I had some of those random teachers that were just very, like, calm and cool and lenient. You know, and I would suggest that anybody who's trying to be a teacher to be like that, because you can't just run like a fucking, you can't just run it like it's goddamn army, you know, like you're a drill sergeant. You can't do that. You really can't. Shit, man. All of a sudden I'm remembering PE. I had that fucking cliche coach. I had the coach that was in the faculty. Remember that? Robert Patrick? I had that coach. The football coach, you know? Because he was a football coach, but I had him as PE. Lucky me. Short dude who's fucking ripped as shit. Wore short shorts and a tank top and a whistle all the time. Flat top. Yeah, he reminded me of Robert Patrick. Same thing. Pena! What are you doing? He didn't. I almost said he said the F-bomb. He didn't. What are you doing? You know? Because I was goofing off. Like, you're taking it too seriously. And then he cut me from the fucking baseball team, you asshole. Jesus Christ. No, he didn't cut me from the baseball team. He cut me from tryouts. Yeah. This motherfucker, and like I said, short dude, but he was jacked. This motherfucker, second base was my jam, okay? When it came to baseball, I played second base. I was good at second base. I was good at infield. This motherfucker would, like, throw the ball, like, 4 feet in front of him and just wham! Just hit these hard ground balls where you're just standing there going, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh god, boom, you know? But I was like, I'm going to make the team, and I put my body in front of every one of those. I let only one ground ball go by in that week of tryouts. Everybody else that was trying out for second base, oh, they were running after balls because they weren't putting their shit in front of them. I had bruises. I had bruises on my stomach, chest, and forearms because I was blocking that shit. I let one go by. Still got cut. And I think it was probably because I pissed him off during PE class. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's starting to rain again. Yeah, we've had this storm since Monday. Here it is Wednesday, and it's supposed to go all the way till tomorrow night, man. California, soggy. But anyways, yeah, that's where I'm just getting at with all that. So, it sucks. It sucks because, I'm about to get confirmation on something, guys, right out here on the podcast. Oh! Wait, what? Okay, hold on. I don't think you understood what I was asking. I was asking about the you smell good thing. Yeah. But I don't think he understood exactly where I was talking about because he was saying like a whole other part. What? That doesn't... Okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry. You guys know I have my source. Yeah. Because I was having like a big thing. And I was joking. I was trolling a little bit too. And I know like some people were taking me seriously. Well, the whole "you smell good" line. I'm like, well, that's probably where, little Bruce Kent got conceived. Because that's confirmed. That's what that whole fucking thing meant on that Tree of Life graph thing that on the Snyder shirt, which I can't wait to wear. Hopefully you guys got yours. I mean, that's awesome. That just shows, like I said, you want to explain to people Zack Snyder, show them that. But yeah, because and a lot of people came back. No, she's saying you spoke. It's ADR, and I'm like, really? That I don't even like that. That doesn't even sound good. I'm gonna have to verify. I'm gonna have to send him that part and be like, really? That's because Calvil's face looks normal, but yeah, there could be ADR there, and you can't really tell. I mean, but it almost sounds like the ADR is just going over the actual dialogue because maybe like the audio that was captured wasn't that good. And I was just like, well, she was probably fertile, and his scent was just driving her mad, and they just knocked some boots in there, and that's when little Bruce was conceived. And then I just went with it. I screenshot like a thing from HuffPo. I was just running with it. I was just having fun with it. I wasn't going too crazy with it. I know some people are probably like, dude, what the fuck, Dave? But I was having fun with it. Don't mind me. I was partially trolling, but at the same time I was all, but I think this is when it happened. She get that fucking Superman scent. The guy's been dead for a while, but she still is digging that scent. But I mean, it is true though. I actually had I had an ex-girlfriend. She would actually literally take, if during the evening time when stuff would happen, and then she would go home, she would just take the shirt I wore that day. She would take it. She loved how it smelled. She loved my scent. So it is an actual fact. And I think even, I remember even hearing that sometimes birth control pills can fuck with a girl's biology, where it would fuck with the scent, with the pheromones, and stuff like that, where she couldn't have that, Because, I mean, it is a true statement where, like I said, like I had an ex who she would literally just take my shirts and then return them to me like 2 days later because she just wanted to just, But anyway, I think guys even have that too. I mean, obviously males and females, we have pheromones, and we all just, when it comes to me, if the top of the girl's hair, man, sometimes you get that whiff of that hair and it's just, oh God, whoo, sense. Pheromones, that's what it is. But, when a guy is like, exuding some masculinity and, a girl gets a whiff of that, yeah, a little tingly. Gets a little tingly. And so I was just running with it. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to verify that one there. That's funny. And that's right, guys. You guys just heard me getting an email from my source who will remain nameless. But, yeah, what else is going on? Well, we got the Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home trailer, which I did my reaction. It was great. Very good stuff. Not really. No, the Mysterio stuff, and I like the Spidey stuff. I like the Spidey costume. I know a lot of people give shit to Tom Holland Spider-Man, but I do like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I do like the costume. I don't start, pissing all over it and nitpicking every little thing, which is what DC fans will do, which is normal. Just like, once the new Shazam trailer comes out, which is supposed to be the 22nd now, it got bumped. To the 22nd, they'll rip it apart too, just like it was, and DC fans will defend it. It's the same fucking thing on both sides. That's all I like to always mention. It's like, it just depends on what you like more, and then there's a tribalism that goes with it. That's what I've been screaming about forever. It's just the way it is, and I appreciate when people love both. I'm all about, give your opinion. But when you start nitpicking little stupid shit, it's just your bias is showing from both sides. It's just so fucking, it just gets annoying. I don't like the stupid, just a little nitpicking. I mean, I know I could be nitpicking about, certain things, how, my whole thing is hey, if you're going to have these actors, you're going to have these characters in a setting, make them look like they're in that setting, please. That's just a little shit with me. That's just stuff that should be recognized. I don't know. That's just me. Like I said with Bird Box, Sandra Bullock's makeup and eyebrows were just on point for 5 fucking years, and Rhodes was still jacked after 5 years with not that much food. It's just stuff like that. I'm like, can we just make it a little more? I mean, I even nitpicked The Revenant, because when you see DiCaprio without his shirt on, he has a little bit of a gut. And I'm going, okay. You're already going to fucking be doing all this. You might as well went on a diet plan. And that's why I appreciate actors like Christian Bale, who goes for it. He transforms himself into the character that he's going to be and in the setting that he is in. As much as I like DiCaprio, I just wish, maybe you could have just you could have fasted a little bit. Lost that little extra that you had going around the midsection there, bud, because when you're out in the wild and you were surviving after being attacked by a bear, and then the food was scarce to begin with, you should be a little more skinnier. You shouldn't have that flab there, bud. That's all. That's all I ask for. But when it comes to little nitpickings of everything else, that's where I get annoyed. And I'm talking about with both sides. When the MCU boys start nitpicking everything, Aquaman and this, that, and this, and then the other side, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. And then the same people go why do they have to shit on everything I like? It's like, well, you do it too. It's like, you do it too. That's just where I get annoyed. But overall, the trailer was, I don't like the Happy and Aunt May stuff. I know there's a lot of people that are like, such disrespect for Uncle Ben. I'm like, you realize he's not real, right? Fictional characters like the Ben Affleck gif from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Fictional characters. What's great about Spider-Man is you can have so many iterations. And, I almost want to ask, everybody was shitting on, the Far From Home trailer, nitpicking that. And I'm like, you went and saw Spideyverse, right? Because if you didn't, go fuck yourself. You have no reason to talk. Because if you want ultimate Spider-Man, you want Spider-Man the way that it should be, go watch that goddamn movie. It's so goddamn good. And so many people slept on it. So fuck you if you thought that. If you're shitting on the Far From Home trailer that it's not doing Spider-Man justice, it's who cares? The MCU is doing something different, but Sony just gave you some shit that is pure gold. and you're not even talking about it. Just saying. That's just the kind of stuff that frustrates me. You know, it's like, can we be consistent here? You know, I mean, obviously the best part of that trailer was Gyllenhaal and his Mysterio. The fishbowl head and the way he was, that was fucking awesome. I cannot wait to see that. But I also like the new Spidey costume, and I like Tom Holland. I don't like the whole fucking MJ or Michelle. I don't like that whole dynamic. Maybe it'll be better in this one, who knows? And I specifically do not like the Happy and Aunt May thing. I think it's dumb. But I think there will be more of Uncle Ben mentioned in this, probably because Peter's going to be like, what the hell? And they're going to probably have, I hope, they're going to have some kind of moment like that. When you saw his suitcase, it had Uncle Ben's initials on it, so that was a little Easter egg. So hopefully it does, but we'll see. You know, it's going to be interesting because it had Hydro Man, it had the Elementals. And then a lot of people said, oh yeah, Sandman was there, but is he part of that? And then there's a fire guy too. Yeah, see, I'm not too familiar with that group, but yeah, that was like, oh. And then I remember seeing somebody like, there's like some article that said like, yeah, that what you saw in there was not Aquaman. They were trying to be funny and stuff like that. And then of course, you know, diehard comic book people are like, you're dumb. Yeah, there's all kinds of shit. I know there was like a big thing with people I talked to and film clickbait on Twitter. You know, I was always a fan of film clickbait. But then something changed, and what I heard is they got a new owner. And now they just kind of go after stuff that's not really clickbait. You know, everybody's, you know, when it comes to titles of clickbait, I've been accused for clickbait a lot. And I try not to as much as possible, but pretty much if somebody doesn't like you or doesn't like what you have to say, they're just going to claim that, oh, this is clickbait. You know, clickbait is, you know, what did somebody have to say about this? And then it's something dumb, you know, or something, you know. Oh, somebody shines light on information about so-and-so, and then ends up being nothing, and they say, I don't know, or something like that. That I get. But when it's like op-ed pieces, that's not clickbait. I'm sorry. Op-ed pieces are not clickbait. There's a lot of things, and I just noticed that clickbait, you know, film clickbait, they go after some things. I'm like, that's not clickbait, you know. Sometimes it is, but sometimes I'm like, And then from what I heard is, there's a possibility that a movie website, and I'm trying to figure out which one. It's definitely not some of the big ones, but one of the ones that are going against them owns that. So that's why they constantly go after the certain ones, you know, even when it's not clickbait. You gotta, and even like the definition of clickbait sounds bad because, you know, a headline on anything is supposed to entice the reader to be like, hey, oh, this sounds interesting. Let me see. You know, and I try to, you know, when I title my stuff, I try to just be like, okay, let me mention there's times, you know, when I tweet out like a short video, and I love it when people, you know, always accuse me of having an agenda and try to get views and stuff like that. It's like, you guys realize that when I post my short videos on Instagram or Twitter, I'm not getting any money on that or nothing. You know, there's no money. The money only comes from YouTube, you know. That's it. So when I first post these short videos, I'm not getting anything. I'm just trying to get out there. And then, you know, I'll even like I'll put like, oh yeah, Snyder says this. But when I post it on my YouTube channel, I'll put Zack Snyder. Because, you know, SEO and this, that, and this. You got to play by those rules, you know. That's not, you know, but like I said, like there is clickbait out there, you know, like, oh, we finally know when this trailer's coming out, you know. That's clickbait. I always try to put the date of anything in my titles as much as possible. Oh, you know, just Shazam trailers coming out January 22nd. I'll put that in the title. I won't say like, oh, we finally know the date of that, you know. So then you click. Trust me, I used to be more clickbaity, and I mentioned that before. I used to be very much like that, but you know, then I was like, oh man, I have no integrity. which is one of my favorite words. Integrity. But I still get accused. It's fine. I still get accused for trying to make a name for myself or, trying to sell things. That's why I like, in some of these big time Snyder guys who are hating on Aquaman and stuff like that. I'm like, you got a problem with what I do? Come on my podcast. And the offer is always still out there. Always out there. But when I've offered that to some of these guys, they turn it down. And I'm like, one of the main things is like, oh no, I'm not going to help you sell shit. I'm not going to help you sell t-shirts or something like that. They'll say that. And I'm going, well, 30 days, I'll do a screenshot of how much the video that you'll come on. I'll do a screenshot and show you that it's not that much, first off. And then I'll match it, double it, and donate it to Snyder's foundation. Simple as that. No excuse. Come on here and talk about it, Get out from behind the keyboard, behind the fucking your avatar on Twitter. That's it, It's crazy, What can he do, really? And Mission Impossible. Yeah, we're getting 2 more of those. Smart, because Tom Cruise is 56 years old, pushing 60. By the time these come out, he's gonna be pushing 60. He's gonna be 60 by the time the last one comes out. But he'll still be doing it. I mean, my God, that guy just can't stop. You always forget about the whole Scientology thing and how fucked up that is. I mean, that's what's really fucked up. We all love Tom Cruise, and I do. I love him as a performer. I love him as this actor and I've always heard that he's got a great work ethic. But when it comes to like his personal life, fuck that shit. I've listened to Leah Remini and other people that escaped Scientology. Fucking shit's a big time cult, but I think all religion's a cult, to be honest. Even fandom's a cult. I mean, we're all there's just different facets of fucking cultism, whatever. Yeah, so it's funny, but for the most part, whatever. I love Tom Cruise. Christopher McQuarrie is going to do it. It seems like a match made in heaven because they I don't know what they're going to do anymore. And then, of course, he denied. He didn't deny. He just was saying that, stuff was being misrepresented. Because, I know he said what he said about the DC films, and I even thought, he probably didn't meet with Warner Brothers DC. Why would he meet with them? They've probably been talking about more Mission Impossible sequels as they were filming Fallout, which is probably true. But I think when it comes to when it says multiple, I don't think there was multiple DC films. I think there was just one. Yeah, just one. And I know everybody's like, "What? Man of Steel 2?" No. What's the one character that people are going, "Hey, Tom Cruise should play this character"? Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting stuff with that. Oh, what I'm talking about. The character that's out in the cosmos. Who wears jewelry. But yeah. Interesting. And I remember even people said like, oh yeah, Tom Cruise as Hal? And I was like, but I wouldn't hate it. I even said that about Mark Wahlberg when he was mentioned as playing Hal. And I was like, I wouldn't hate it, but it's not my first choice with both of them. I think I would prefer Cruise more. But, man, interesting. So, anyways. But I'm glad McQuarrie is going to do that. He's doing what he knows how to do best. And it was just funny because, when he said that, there was actually like DC fans going, "Oh, there's still a chance you're going to direct a DC film." I'm like, Really? That DC film wouldn't come out till 2025 or 2026. You realize the guy has 2 movies that he's going to be filming and working on for the next 4 years. The last film comes out 2022, summer. So, yeah, it's just ain't going to happen there. Yeah, you want a Man of Steel 2, you're not going to get it till 2025, 2026 if it's from him or anybody. Yeah. Good for him. He's worked with Tom many times. He was a writer on a lot of other Tom Cruise movies that a lot of people probably don't realize. So, anyways, what else did I have written? I'm pretty much gone through everything that I talk about. I mean, like, Aquaman, of course, hit $1 billion. Good stuff. Good stuff. Some people, yeah, that stirred up some of the certain DC fans, but sadly, I mean, it's a super small group, 0.0001%, but they're so loud, and I think it's because one of the main dudes is really loud, and he really helped do a lot of good things with the Snyder Cut movement, but when things don't go his way, he's very vocal about things, and it's just not a way to go by things. It's really not. It sucks because, like I said, done a lot of good, but then when things don't go his way, he acts like a fucking entitled child. Big time. It's so weird. And then I'm actually going to do a video, I don't know when, probably maybe this weekend or something, with Aquaman reaching $1 billion. Does that hurt or help the release of the Snyder Cut? Because there's a lot of things with that. And specifically, this dude was acting like a fucking prick to people after it hit $1 billion. I don't get how you could be one way with one thing, with a certain thing, and be totally cool and this and this. But then when things don't go your way, you just act like a fucking prick. It's crazy. And then, his henchmen or his fellow fucking whatever the hell, his Doom Patrol that he has. I've argued with those guys too. And it's like, okay, you went and saw Aquaman. I'm not shocked that you did not like it. Oh, yeah, too much humor. Oh, yeah. Congratulations. Predictable. I knew you were going to say all that. You guys are fucking predictable. First off, you said you weren't going to go see the movie, but then you ended up going to see the movie because you're full of shit. And then you didn't like it? Oh, I'm so shocked. So shocked you didn't like it. Oh, my God. Yeah, well, don't go fucking, saying, calling people names and shit like that for fans that loved it, Art is subjective to a point, and a majority of people did love the movie, so, just suck it up. Sorry. And then, of course, you got the other side of just the haters in general who are trying to come up with excuses. Oh, yeah, but look at that domestic number. It's like, yeah, well, the world's a big place. You're just talking about one country. Of course, the country that, produced the fucking thing. I get that. But at the same time, I'm like, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Shut up. Shut up. All right. Let's answer some questions. As the rain falls down. When that Hillary, what's her name song? Okay. Here we go. Where's the hashtag? Am I gonna have to type it in? No. Here we go. Okay. Latest. All right. Here we go. Questions. Like I said, if you want to ask me a question, just ask me on Twitter. It's the easiest way, using the Film Junket Podcast hashtag. Easiest way to do it. Bat Guy. He has a double question, as usual. Dave, you still into thrash metal? If you're still into thrash, I just want to give a band. Okay, so he's giving me some bands. Yeah, because of my vodka streams. You guys watch the vodka stream? I pretty much just mentioned to people that, yeah, I'm into thrash. But, to a point, because I have a buddy of mine who's really into it, and he'll play me something, and it just sounds like, you know, it sounds like the CD is skipping, and I'm like, that's too much. I don't mind, you know, and I'm all about, you know, and I like the big four, and I even said, I wasn't a big Anthrax fan, but because I never owned any Anthrax albums, because I just never got into them, but Metallica, number one, that's like one of my favorite all-time bands. Seen them 4 times live. One of my favorite bands overall. Megadeth and Slayer, I own albums there too. I love them too. But I just never got into Anthrax, you know, when it comes to the big four. So I'm more of like old school thrash, but, you know, I'll look into it, bud. Okay, so here's his question. Dave, I have a question. I have a question. How could people easily accept the changes made in the MCU Spider-Man rather than deconstruct DCU Superman? Again, it's just the side you're on. It has nothing to do. Yeah. I hear it from both sides. Okay? We have DC fans that are like, fuck fucking Spider bitch boy. I've seen that from DC fans. They call him Spider bitch boy. You know, Stark's fucking bitch boy. Which is like, Jesus Christ. And then you'll see the same thing on the other side because they don't like the Man of Steel Superman. They don't like Cavill's Superman. So it's not my Superman and not my Spider-Man. You just got to look at, what's their fan base? Oh, okay. There you go. That's all it is. It's not a general thing. It's a tribalistic thing. That's all it is. If you're a big time, if you're a Superman fan, like you just love anything that comes out Superman, you're going to, of course, love that Superman. And a lot of people love Cavill's Superman, Snyder's Superman. Comes to Spider-Man, MCU people, but then there's also MCU people that don't even read comic books. And that's why I say, like, did they see Spider-Verse? And they probably didn't. Because they're MCU fans. So, there you go. Hey, Mr. Chris Dawson, Black Suit Edition, Justice League. Do you have any plans to release your time travel short film? I'm up for some VFX and color grading. Get it out there, my man. Ah, yeah. I talked about that. I might have to change the name because I called it Deja Vu. And there actually is a film with Denzel Washington called Deja Vu that, yeah, it's an interesting concept. I think wasn't it directed by Tony Scott? And, yeah. I only watched it once. It wasn't that good. Was it Tony Scott? I don't know. Maybe not. But it had to do with like technology that looked into the future. I don't know. It was weird. My time travel thing has nothing to do with that. It's hard to explain. It's partially Memento. It's partially Butterfly Effect. It's partially Donnie Darko. It's bad. I can't. And I'll put it out there. Trust me. This one of the things I'm going to do is kind of show you guys some of the stuff that I made before I became a quote-unquote YouTuber. It's pretty, but it was a concept that I was like, okay, what if I did it like that? You know, it's that involuntary time travel. And that's what Donnie Darko was. That's what Butterfly Effect was. It didn't require a machine to travel back in time. It was a psychological fucking, thing. And I try to do and I even wrote a long, full-length screenplay for it. But when I think about how I did that, I'm like, wow, that's not going to be that good. I was young as shit, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But, for the most part, it's actually, it's got a good plot twist, I thought. Because I came up with the plot twist first. I built around the plot twist, which I think I did that a couple times when I wrote stories. Steve-O, he asked, did you ever get a chance to check out the Netflix original movie, The Night Comes... Oh, I still haven't yet. All right, I got to write that down. The Night Comes for Us. If you like the raids type of action sequences, I highly recommend. Yes, I do. Fucking A. That's like the best choreography. I mean, Jackie Chan movies have like some just dynamite choreography, but I mean, when it comes to raid, oh my god, it's almost on a whole other level. I mean, Jackie Chan probably like jizzed in his pants when you watch that. Julian Luis Barrios. If I'm saying that right, sorry if I jacked it up. Whoa, what was that noise? That was interesting. Well, it's pouring rain right now, so I guess it was a little bit of that. Hey, Dave, here's my question for the podcast. Were you a wrestling fan growing up? And if so, do you still watch? No, I wasn't. Never got into it. The only time I got slightly into it was when I was a kid, and the WWF released those Wrestling Buddies. Remember Wrestling Buddies? They're like these thick, pillowy guys with like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and everything, and you could just wrestle with them because they were so tough. They wouldn't rip. They wouldn't anything. And I actually had a Hulk Hogan one because I thought it was so cool. And I played with toys, watched it a little bit back then, when I was a kid, but never really went forward with that. Never really got into it. Sorry. But slightly got into it because of Wrestling Buddies. Nathan Wallace, what do you want to see who do you want to see as leads as Ghostbusters 3? The entire cast of Stranger Things! Just kidding. Maybe one. I don't know. Well, last season, they did the Halloween thing and they were all dressed up as Ghostbusters. Paid homage to it. It was great. I don't know. They're supposed to be getting a young crew and I just don't know. I just hope they don't go too cheesy with it. But the fact of the matter is that Aykroyd and Hudson and hopefully Murray are going to be there and they're going to do some kind of tribute to Ramis. Rest in peace. It sucks that he won't be able to be there. I think they'll be all right. But I'll probably do like some kind of fan cast or whatever the hell video later on this year. Because like I said, I've officially become a Ghostbusters stan. That's right. Not really. But I'm just super excited for it. Let's see, Matt, Diablo Mutant. Do we know what DCEU films that are in development past WW84, Wonder Brothers, Wonder Woman 84? All these rumors come on crazy. Well, we know we're getting a Birds of Prey, and we know we're getting a Batman movie, and we know we're getting a Green Lantern movie. So those three are for sure. And we're definitely going to get an Aquaman 2 movie because obviously. So yeah, still up in the air about Man of Steel. I really would love another Man of Steel, but what can you do? And looks like that's it, guys. Oh, wow, I kept this under an hour for once. Wow. But I appreciate you guys clicking in and listening to me. And yeah. We're going to be okay, guys. It's going to be, let's just move forward and let's be decent people. Let's just take in all the bullshit. Let's just joke about shit. Can we just joke? That's what I want. I just want to joke about things. Let's not take things too seriously. We love this stuff because we grew up with these characters, but, when somebody has a different vision of them, we don't have to automatically shit on it because of certain things. We could critique, we could poke fun, but I just hate it when I get people just show up in my mentions and just automatically start shitting on things. Or they do it on other people's mentions. I mean, I've literally been like, why would you do that? This person enjoyed this thing, and then you're just going to shit all over it in their mentions. I don't understand that, and I know I've probably done that in the past. Who knows? And I mean, pretty much, in 2018, I kind of just, I flipped from being like a big time fan to just try to be more like, okay, I'm a voice. People want to listen to me. Let's be a little bit more, of a voice and not just be a one-sided fan, a biased person, Of course I'm going to have my biasy, because when it comes to Ghostbusters 3, the movie's probably going to fucking suck and be cheesy, but I'm probably going to love the shit out of it. Just because it's my child, I grew up with it, The fact, that's why I hate the Paul Feig one, because that guy, I don't know what the hell. I get he had an agenda, and he's always been known to be like, oh yeah, I'm all about the females. I find them funnier, and this, that, and this, which is fine. It worked for Bridesmaids. It worked for The Heat. Paul Feig, you did a fantastic job with those two movies, and even The I Spy was great. You did great. with those types of movies. But you really try to force feed this whole agenda by gender swapping and this, that, and this, and making every guy in that fucking movie stupid as hell. You try to force this agenda, and people aren't going to fucking take, that's why your movie bombed. That's why your movie bombed. And, Sony was stupid with they thought they were, oh yeah, this will work. Oh yeah, we're in this climate now. The future is female. It's like there's nothing wrong with having female-led movies because we've had them for a while. Okay, we might not have had an abundance of them. Okay, fine. But there's still a lot of female-led movies that are iconic and great. But, when you try to force feed it and you're trying to just do this whole thing, people aren't going to fucking go see your movie. I'm sorry to say. It's just the way it is. These fucking companies and studios try to force feed this agenda. They find out that, wow, people don't really like this. And that's what happened with Ghostbusters. They thought, oh yeah, well, it's female-led. It'll be fine. We can make it as cheesy as one. People are going to fucking flock to it. Look at all the good reviews we're getting. Yeah, it's because all those fucking critics didn't want to be called a misogynist. Sorry. You can't do that. You just can't fucking do that. Okay? Most people out there are going to judge your art by how it resonates with them and how they feel when they watch it or look at it or whatever. They're not going to care about what gender or what fucking skin color. Most people, I'm not saying everybody, but most people are not going to care. Moviegoers just want to go fucking see something that's cool. And there was actually a study where a lot of female audiences, they prefer to see a male lead. It's just, I'm sorry, but I have female friends that hate comic book movies, but they will see the ones that have the hot guys. Okay? That's why they saw Suicide Squad, because of Leto. That's why they saw Aquaman, because of Momoa. Guys don't do that. The opposite. Most guys don't do that. We all love Margot Robbie, but if I think a movie that she's in looks like a shit sandwich, I'm not going to go pay to see it. Women, on the other hand, not so much. They will pay to go see it. I had to educate some female friends. I'm like, okay, so this is what the Suicide Squad is, because they had no fucking clue. Oh, yeah, by the way, they're going to mention that Superman died, and Batman is part of it. Yeah, it's technically most of his villains, and he's going to be in the movie. It's just the way it is. But people can't accept that nowadays, and it's so fucking annoying. And that's why it's like, shit. A lot of why Aquaman was a success is because a lot of ladies out there think Jason Momoa is a big-time stud, and they want to see him without his shirt, or they want to see him wet in a shirt, which that movie had a lot of, okay? That puts asses in the seats. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, especially when it's a guy. When it's a girl, oh my God! How dare you! It's just so dumb. And I'm not saying I hate it when they over-sexualize, just when that's the main focus, then I'm like, fuck you. I get that part. But if it's just a factor, but the movie's still hey, they still worked hard on this and they're still fucking put some effort in this. It's not just oh yeah, she's just constantly wearing cleavage. For instance, Employee of the Month, Dane Cook, Jessica Simpson, or should I say, oh yeah, it was starring Dane Cook and Jessica Simpson's tits. Yeah, that's the only reason why. Same thing with when she was in Dukes of Hazzard. It was okay, Jessica Simpson, you're gonna get super fit, and we're gonna put you in these Daisy Dukes, and that's how we're gonna sell this shit. Yeah, Johnny Knoxville, yeah, a little bit. Sean William Scott, a little bit. But no, we're going to sell it because in the trailer, we're going to show you in that bikini shot. Yeah, in the Daisy Dukes. That's when I fucking go, okay, you guys are fucking assholes. Why can't you just write a better movie? But if it's an aspect of it, if you have a character, like say Atomic Blonde. Okay? Good movie. Charlize Theron, gorgeous. A goddess. Big time. I would even say Wonder Woman. Also, Gal Gadot, gorgeous, a goddess. But they wrote a good fucking movie. They made a good movie. But they also added, hey, we got this sexy lead. We're gonna make her sexy. Exactly what they're doing with Aquaman and Superman and Batman and Captain America. All these guys are studs. Thor, are you kidding me? That's part of it. It's part of it. Make it part of it. Don't make it the main fucking focus of it. And that's where I'll leave you. All right, guys. I love you. And I will talk to you guys later.